So when it comes to the Reform Party, they are getting very popular. I mean, it felt like just yesterday that every single person I knew was talking about how Reform are dishonest and untrustworthy. But here we are 1 month later, and Reform UK are actually making some serious moves. Because you can see this on screen here. These are the Twitter pages of the Liberal Democrats and Reform UK. And I know I take the mick, right? But I am actually going to vote Reform. I was 99% the other day, but after reading quite a few of your comments, I do kind of think that they are the best of the selection. They're not perfect, but they are the best of the selection. So as it stands, I will be voting Reform. But like I said, these are their Twitter pages here. But what I want you to look at here, as well as how long they've actually had the profiles, I really wanted you to see their follower count. Because you can see the Lib Dems there, with 341,000 followers. It's quite impressive, and it's taken them just under 20 years to do that. But when it comes to the Reform Party, who set up this Twitter page about 5 years ago, has already overtaken the Liberal Democrats. And this is a big metric. I mean, I know a lot of people follow a lot of people on Twitter. That is kind of the name of the game. But when it comes to following political parties themselves, it can get pretty dull. Because I don't know if you've ever been on things like the Conservatives' Facebook page or Labour's official Instagram page. These official party social media pages, they are extremely dull. Like, they're just boring. They're just political party broadcasts, as well as just empty promises, which we've heard like 5,000 times before. So the fact that people do actually want to follow Reform, it shows that they do actually want to stay up to date on what they have to say. Like, that right there is pretty much 362,000 people that have proactively opted in to hearing Reform's official updates. So to me, that is a very strong message. And like I said, they are gaining a ton of traction. To the point where, I mean, this was basically the third party, the Liberal Democrats. And they have had a coalition before. So they are a very well-established party. But when it comes to Reform, like, one of the things that put me off it was just very difficult to see a pathway. Like a pathway that they would actually use to get into Parliament. But if they're dwarfing the Lib Dems on Twitter, and again, I know it is just one metric, but it is a big metric. If they're dwarfing them on Twitter, especially this early on as well, it really does make you think what the future's going to hold. But it's not all good news, because one thing that you do have to remember is it is still a political party. So you do kind of need to look out for yourself first. And you do kind of need to, you still need to think about the information that you're getting. And you do need to do your own research, even when it comes from Reform. Just like these guys here. You know, I'm sure they've done their own research, as well as the Reform candidate Raj Forhad. I'm guessing these guys have all done their research. Then you get these guys here, with the Reform candidate Taran Gulati. You know, I'm sure they've all done their research, and they look like they're going to represent me. Then for even more representation, you got these guys. This was a picture that was going around Twitter the last couple of days. And there were 1 or 2 people on social media saying that this could be fake. But it is absolutely real. This is just where the British political system is at the moment. It's a bit like Prabdeep Singh. You know, the candidate for Feltham and Heston. I'm sure he's going to represent me just as much as Nigel Farage is. Or it could be this guy. I mean, this is the co-deputy leader of Reform UK. The co-deputy leader. He's essentially number 2 or 3 in command. Anything happens to Nigel Farage or Richard Tice, he's your man. But he was born in Karachi, Pakistan. Co-deputy leader of Reform UK. So you can kind of see why my enthusiasm for this election. You can kind of see why it's not as high as it was in previous elections. But it's not all doom and gloom. Because at least Reform UK, at least they do have the endorsement of the Gurdwara Guru Nanak Darbar. I mean, if it didn't have the endorsement of that guy, I don't know where they'd be as a political party. And like I said, I know I'm taking the mick. Honestly, I feel extraordinarily politically homeless. But I am still going to vote Reform. In fact, let me get this off screen. I am going to still vote Reform. It's easier to say when I don't have that on the screen. So I am going to still vote for them. And I will prove that with a ballot box photo. But seeing this today on their Twitter page, Like I said, it does give them a lot of credibility. Almost as much credibility as Gurdwara Guru Nanak Darbar's endorsement gives them.
इलेक्शन हो रहे ने उसके बाबत सरदार प्रदीप सिंह इत्थे आए ने गुरुद्वारा गुरु नानक दरबार साहब काल किंग स्ट्रीट ते इसी सोच नाल आए ने कि एक सिख चेहरा जिहड़ा पार्लीमेंट दे विच जाण दी This country has gone crazy.